Did you know that 75% of people experience a form of fear or anxiety around public speaking? That's 3 out of every 4 people. I share this with you because if you have a fear or you get anxiety around public speaking or speaking on any stages or just being seen, I want you to know you're not alone. What if I told you that with the right tools, you could transform that fear into confidence and even excitement? You think I'm crazy, right? Well, just hold on, because here we go. Why does confidence speaking even matter? You could be asking me or yourself. Confidence speaking isn't just for keynote speakers or executives. It's for everyone. So whether you're pitching an idea, navigating a challenging or difficult conversation, leading a team, or even making an offer, how you speak can shape how you're seen and how your ideas are perceived and received. Confidence in your voice isn't just about being heard. It's about being remembered. But let's face it, speaking with confidence isn't always easy. A little over 6 years ago, I started my entrepreneurship journey because I was going through a divorce. So during this time, I needed to figure out what I was doing. See, prior to my divorce, I had been a stay-at-home mom. I didn't have to worry about the finances. The home was my job. The finances were his. My kids had me every single day. And not only did they have me at home when they were home and out of school, but they also saw me 2 to 3 days a week at school as well. So now, needing to figure out a way to create an income, I wanted to be able to keep some of the things as much as possible consistent for my children as we navigated this new journey. Part of that was I quickly found my why, which is I wanted to be home with my kids. My children at the time were about 5 and 7, and I found coaching, entrepreneurship. I saw all of these amazing people crushing it online. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Heidi, you found the thing. You are just going to open your doors and you are going to be a huge success just like everybody else. Well, that didn't happen. I quickly realized my biggest fear, and that was the fear of being seen. I was told you get to go live, you get to share your message, and you need to be showing up on video and speaking and telling your story, getting vulnerable. And I was like, heck to the no. Just pushing that live button, the thought of pushing that live button sent huge anxiety and panic throughout my body. My chest would get tight, my throat would close, I would start shaking, and I would start sweating. These were the physical symptoms that would show up for me. Now, through this journey, I had a friend in one of the coaching programs that challenged me to move forward. She gave me a challenge, and that was to go live inside the Facebook group. And I had to do it right then when I accepted the challenge because she was on the other side of the pond. She was in England, and she was going to be there to support me. That meant I had to do it then. So I pressed the live button, and immediately my throat closed, my chest got tight, I started shaking, and I started sweating. But not only that, I started crying. And this was not a cute, pretty girl cry. This was a bawling out, full-on hyperventilation cry. And the anxiety was so intense that a migraine started ensuing. So I got through it. And over the years, I got better and better. And I share my story with you because I want you to know if you have any of those, you'll never be as bad as I was in that moment. Promise you. And second of all, you're not alone in the things that you're feeling. The speakers here over the next 3 days, many of us are feeling fear. Many of us are feeling anxiety. And the fear may get less. We might get better at it as we hone our skills, but it doesn't mean it always goes away. So many of us struggle with nerves, overthinking, or simply just not even knowing where to start. What do I share? Why would somebody even want to hear from me? And that's what we're here to dive in and tackle today. So let's talk about some roadblocks. The first one I want to talk about is fear, because it's really important we understand what the fear is that's showing up for us in order to be able to move through it. For me, it was fear of judgment. Maybe that's what you have too. What are they going to think about me? What are these moms that I were friends with at my children's school and were with day in and day out? What are they going to think about me? Who is this woman who is a stay-at-home mom, not working, not creating income, and now she's trying to build a business online? What the heck? What fear of ridicule? Are people going to make fun of me? Imposter syndrome. Who am I to even be doing this? Right? There's so many people better than me out there. Perfectionism. Hi, my name is Heidi. I'm a recovering perfectionist. So if that's you, perfectionism stalled me in my tracks because I thought I had to have everything perfect before I put it out there, until I learned messy makes me millions. If you don't know that mantra, write it down, stick it on a sticky, and read it every day. Also, fear of failure. Am I going to fall flat on my face? And on the flip side, some people have fear of success. What if I do crush it? Am I going to be able to maintain that? Are people in my life still going to like me as knowing that I'm creating this success? There's also, if you have any of those, I want you to know what they are and feel free to share it with us. And then we want to know where that stemmed from. For many of us, it stems from our childhood. For me, I was told growing up, your children are seen and not heard. Well, now as an adult and I look back on that, if I couldn't be heard, was I really seen? No. For some of you, many of you out there, maybe you had a bold, beautiful, vibrant, outgoing personality and you were told, you know what, you're just too much. Why don't you go in the background, and why do you always got to be so loud and outgoing, and let little Susie have a turn? Let us know what that is for you as well, if you resonate with any of that. And maybe for some of you, it's a combination of both. Then there's lack of preparation, feeling like you're winging it instead of really owning the stage. There's also physical symptoms of anxiety. For me, as I shared, my chest would get tight, I would shake, my throat would close, I would literally start sweating. And for you, maybe it's sweaty palms or a shaky voice or maybe blanking out. Then there's that fun negative self-talk. Right? Why is it that we can talk so badly to ourselves? We would never allow someone else to speak to us that way, but we allow ourselves to speak that way to ourselves. We get to stop doing that. And that comes with believing that you're not good enough, or that your message and your voice doesn't matter, or it's not worthy. Does any of this sound familiar for you? If you are, again, if it does, again, you're not alone. And the good news is that these challenges are overcomable and conquerable. So how do we move past these barriers? Let's dive into some expert-backed strategies. Preparation is power. And global speaking coach Patricia Fripp says, you don't want to practice until you get it right. You want to practice until you can't get it wrong. Preparation breeds confidence. So whether it's scripting your key points or rehearsing in front of the mirror, make sure you know your material inside and out. And then own your body language. Really, social psychologist Amy Cuddy teaches that the importance of power posing, standing tall with your shoulders back, opening up your, opening up your hands by having an open stance. This not only makes you look confident to your audience, but it also shares with your brain, allows your brain to believe that you are confident. And anchor yourself to manage anxiety. Use deep breathing techniques, or you can focus on small, steady movement like holding a pen or clasping your hands and releasing it. These anchors can ground you in the moment and relax and calm your nervous energy and also your nervous system. And then let's flip that script on those negative talks. We don't get to talk badly about ourselves anymore, or to ourselves, right? Instead of saying we want to replace I'm going to mess this up or fall flat on my face with I have something valuable to share. If I can help one person out there with my message, then I've succeeded in my mission. Confidence comes from believing in the worth of your message. Your story, your message, what you want to share matters. Somebody out there needs to hear it. And if you remember nothing from this, then please remember this. Connection trumps perfectionism. Remember, perfect is boring. What makes you unique is what makes people connect with you. Connection is currency. So by connecting with people, you're going to allow your audience to see you as real, and they're going to want to work with you and take those next steps. Brene Brown, a leading voice on vulnerability, reminds us that people don't want perfect speakers. Again, perfect is boring. They want authentic ones. So when you focus on connecting with your audience, whether that's one person or 1,000 people, you'll naturally feel more at ease. It's not about being flawless. It's about being real. So I want to quickly recap on what we chatted about today. And one, preparation. Remember, preparation is power. Know your material and rehearse it until you feel good about it and you own it. Stand tall. Use body language to send a confident message to both your audience and your brain. And ground yourself. Manage your nerves with anchors and deep breathing. And then shift that mindset. Focus on connection, not on getting it perfect. A little key point, people want to see you succeed. So even if you forget what you're talking about, own it, share it, because they're cheering you on. They want to cheer you on. They're there to help you win. And imagine how much more effective, impactful, and fulfilled you'll feel when you can speak with confidence. So whether it's at work, whether it's in your relationship with your loved ones, or on a stage. Your voice is powerful, and it's time to use it with clarity and confidence. And as you do, you just won't find your voice, but you'll help others find theirs also. And if you're ready to take the next step or ready to hone your skills, then The perfect place to start that is with guesting on podcasts. Podcasts are only getting bigger. They're not going away anytime soon. So if you want to practice your skills, get better at your speaking, I promise you by guesting on podcasts, it's a great way to do it. And if you want to grab my free podcasting pitch, you can go to HeidiSchalkCoaching.com/podcast. I also am the host of the Be She podcast. It stands for Be Seen, Be Heard, Be Empowered. Reach out to me and we can see if you're a fit to come on my stage.